And only this week, we learned that 2 British citizens were killed by a British drone strike. If you had the docs, the intel, on that drone strike right now, would it be in the public interest to release it in the way you released WikiLeaks?
Absolutely.
The Snowden intelligence, this program, the program we work for, has used and seen Snowden intelligence, which we've always used in an incredibly redacted and, I would argue, responsible way. Why don't you do that?
Well, it's a question about responsible to whom. And what we see is extensive abuse of the redaction process for political purposes, because of fears of libel suits and so on.
The other fear, though, is that people who want to kill us are empowered by the unredacted intelligence. Isn't the argument surely? No. Well, look at you came into here before speaking, ISIS took, before the Islamic State existed.
Well, where did the Islamic State come from?
Okay, are you part of the? Do you believe America created it? Are you in that school
destabilization
clearly
in
by
Syria,
destabilizing Syria,
and in Iraq, created
America
ISIS.
Create the Islamic State?
American destabilization, together with the destabilization provided by Europe in Syria and in Libya, together with the destabilization provided by US allies, Saudi, Qatar and Turkey, is what has created the Islamic State, and it is what continues to propel the Islamic State.
It wasn't a total surprise to people that the Americans tortured people in Iraq.
The failure of the press here to properly cover what has been happening in Syria has led to the rise of the Islamic State. That's a very, very, very serious phenomenon that the intelligence agencies have run amok, that military suppliers have run amok, that Saudi, Qatar and Turkey have run amok, and as a result we now have a situation where we have the Islamic State, where we have incredible refugee flows coming from Europe, where we have a human rights catastrophe. The human rights catastrophe in Saudi.
And surely, everybody who's a Democrat has to choose which side of that conflict they're on. Can I ask you, which side of the conflict do you stand on when the Islamic State murders a gay man for being gay?
Well, we wouldn't have an Islamic State if we had proper understanding of how foreign policy works in practice.
That may be true.
How it works in practice is it doesn't suit the interests, not even of the people of Syria. It doesn't even suit the interests of the West, because you have particular crazed factions in the West, various intelligence agencies, always looking to justify their budgets, always looking for a boy's own adventure, and as a result, we have the calamity that is the Islamic State.
Last question.
Human beings and civilization can only be as good as its understanding of the reality that it has to make decisions about. So this is a very basic principle that people either believe in education, that education is important, or they don't. I'm someone who believes that education about how the world actually works, how human institutions actually behave, is really the only thing that we have. Otherwise, it's just a chaos because our decisions are not based upon understanding.